We're back again here at the Adventurous Guide to the Galaxy. Now, tonight, I'm going to try to get into it pretty fast here. Tonight, we're going to talk about this Epstein files of this list. Alright, now, so if you've ever been to this channel, you know what I mean. If you would have been told you from the beginning, back in the day, the first reason why the YouTube algo, back before people even knew it existed, always targeting your boy here at the Adventurous Guide to the Galaxy, and Sir Alex Gillingham over at TNTV News, who he just came over here, by the way, from England to the U.S. We talk about that real stuff, and one of those things is that a lot of people, the MAGA movement here, they grew up in, you know what I'm saying? They grew up in a lot of religious backgrounds. Now I have to go out of here because the cat is whining here. Got a new little tiny cat, and she's very upset that she can't play outside, but it is dark and she will get eaten. So, like I said, we're back here at the late night because we are always talking about all these different types of things that are going on. Epstein list being one of them. And now MAGA, political types like, okay, for example, like the left wing, a lot of those people, the vast majority of those people, they're either, young kids, old people, whatever, but most of these people don't necessarily know about how wild it is. That's why they get caught up in all this political stuff. Like, oh, I believe in this. The plan, bro, High Desert Pioneer. Yes, sir, trust the plan. Do not resist. And now, you know what's really funny? Now that you say that, you know what that makes me think of? That makes me think of, Mars attacks. Pam Bondi, she's the Mars attack alien that was in the human suit that dressed like the woman that David Spade like took on a date. That's Pam Bondi, like, oh, there is no Epstein list. Same shit, bro. You can't even tell. Leading everybody, leading the MAGA movement, woo, into the room, and they get, oh my God, a molester. Yeah, bro. So, like I said, Pam Bondi, right? That lady reminds me of the Mars Attacks alien that dressed up as the blonde lady. No Epstein, no list. So, boom, there's that, right? All the MAGA influencers, like I said, there's some that are like, they're figuring it out. Like I said, a lot of them made their whole personality this entire situation, right? But here's the problem. Let me try to set my phone up, right? Here's the problem, right? A lot of these people, I said this when the Obama times were going down, right? A lot of these people, they're new to politics, like, and they look at like the conspiracy stuff, like the real history of the earth, the crazy stuff going on. They look at that through the lens of politics, like politics is where it was invented. No, you know what I mean? They're not looking at all of this stuff through just the fact that it happened at all. Like, nobody cares how you feel about it, it just happened. They're like, no, my God, or my team, my CNN hasn't updated me yet, my Fox News hasn't updated me yet, how could this be? And I'm like, you know what I mean? So again, a lot of people really don't, they can't handle that information, right? They're sitting up here like, here's the thing that I thought of, right? Fight cool. What's up, man? Here's something I thought of earlier, right? When Ted Cruz did that interview with Tucker Carlson, right? And they were like, oh my God, Ted Cruz is like, God wants us to bless Israel because it's in the Bible, all this stuff. I'm like, wait, so do y'all believe that Jeffrey Epstein is one of the Jews from the Bible? Do you need to bless him? You know what I'm saying? Are you telling me that Jeffrey Epstein is the Jews from the Bible? Y'all have to bless them? Because that's how you treat them. 100%. Y'all treat them like these are the people you worship. And a lot of people may not, believe that. Think about how it is. Hollywood leftists and all that stuff. Oh my God, celebrity. Oh my God, this other person. It's not necessarily all of them, but a lot of the high profile ones, that's where all these weird conspiracies come. Like, hey, this person's weird. Or you see them just doing stuff that's just genuinely weird. And people are like, that is weird. That is weird. We don't understand that. Over time, people make fun of liberals. People make fun of, non-political people who watch sports or who do, entertainment and all that stuff because they're like, oh my God, look at this person. English Paco. Yeah, hey, you know what I'm saying? We gotta have the mask on here. The cat is loose. I have a kitten. She's literally trying to get out the window because she wants to come outside. She's too small. English Paco. Yeah, man, like I said, I got this Noram Tactical, my buddy over in Sweden. Norway, he makes these. I don't think they make them anymore. 3D Charlie really makes really good stuff. But like I said, I normally show my face in all the other videos, but I do this for this type of stuff, for the late night stuff, because it's not about me, right? No, most of my videos is about my opinion on my stuff. This is stuff that y'all need to hear, right? So again, then we have, again, people who grew up. I know a lot of people that grew up very religious. There's nothing wrong with that, right? But in this religious, like, again, I grew up down south. I grew up, Florida, Georgia, Alabama. Everybody's in, like evangelical Christians, a lot of Baptists. I went to church as a kid. It's very heavy, right? So whenever people see this type of stuff, they're like, the people that I literally, like, 'cause you see when Trump drives down the street, or Biden or Obama, they're like, oh my God, he might see me. He looks at you. He looked at me. You have no idea. It makes their life. It makes their life, because it's like, it's the person that they've churched their whole life. Oh my God, this person. Like I said, they actually believe these people come from God, literal, the actual God, not just the Illuminati made a bunch of books and y'all just read it because nobody even checked to see who makes this stuff. No. Christian Abreu said hi. Hey, what's up? How do I respond to this? I gotta like say hi. I can't even do it. Here, I'm gonna say hi in my account here. Hold on a second. But yeah, like I said, these people churched their whole lives. Great Deception. Hey, the High Desert Pioneer. Everybody, make sure you like, share, subscribe to High Desert Pioneer. Does great gardening stuff. Just like I said, the Great Deception. It's like your whole life. You literally. I just typed in with my other my spooky channel there, just so you can see. These people churched their whole lives, right? All the way to see this person, like, oh my God, Trump said Jesus a couple times. Oh my God. And then it's just like, did they see him? And like I said, on the other side, like on the actual government side, like all these people, they're like, oh, look at what the meta says. Everyone, like when we said Trump and Jesus and stuff, they all went like this and they stopped questioning all this stuff. Go with that, go with that, go with that. Yeah. That's how it works. And they don't want to hear that. Oh my God, no. The guy had said Jesus like some stuff, and he did a speech, and he said God, and oh my God. And you, in your head, you're like visualizing all this stuff, but in reality, they get back on a plane like, all right, yeah, let's go do the next operation. Hey, get them kids. Yeah, boom. Oh no, people might find out. Tell them they didn't see that. Oh, I want to be a good Christian, or I want to be a good Democrat, or whatever your thing is. I want to be a good whatever. Oh, I could never question that, because in their head, again, I remember being a kid riding around in the car when I had to run errands with my dad, right? And I'd be thinking about, like, I cannot wait to get home to watch this cartoon because I loved these characters. And on the way home, I would just be imagining, like, oh, I'm fighting with Dragon Ball Z. Oh, man, because if that shit was real, I'd be... People do the same shit with everything else. You can't tell that they're not thinking anything in their heads. If they're thinking anything, which probably not, sometimes. Nothing wrong with that. But if they are thinking anything, it's, oh my God, this person is going to be... They're going to look at me and be my friend. Bro, people who take pictures with Trump, you shall know them by their fruit. Yeah, like I said, what are they doing? Like, I've been told so many times that this person is God. They're going to save us. They're going to do this and that. What have you gotten? Fumar es malo. I gotta brush up on my other languages here. Kitty cat, stop trying to get out. You're not coming out here. It's too dangerous. They got Epstien agents out here. You know what I'm saying? So again, they churched their whole lives. Oh my God, and now Trump is, because remember, Trump used to be a Democrat. He used to not talk about really God and Jesus and stuff. Like, I read The Art of the Deal and all this stuff, and it's just like your everyday boardroom, like big money guy stuff. And it's like, okay, but it's like, what are we really talking about here? You know what I mean? They're thinking in regards to politics. A lot of people, they were not cognizant of all this stuff. They woke up. The vast majority of people who are active now on the Maga world, let's just say, because that's what the video is about, right? Or essentially people who are shocked about this. The vast majority of them woke up during, I guess what you would say, the Obama or the Trump era, right? Because of Hillary Clinton, because of this or that, whatever the reason is. But that's like, if you start there, that's still not good enough. I hate to be rude, but like, you need to look back in like the 80s and 90s and see a lot of these stuff, because people, in their mind, again, history matters. It doesn't matter. Okay, well then the history that you think in your head is how you view these people and why you treat them like you think they're gods, because you think they historically are gods. Again, if you're an evangelical Christian and you believe that Israel is, some Ted Cruz said, Israel comes from God and we need to give them $250 billion more. We need to give them all the money. So if you believe that Israel is the Israeli government, right, is from God in the Bible and stuff, that means you believe Jeffrey Epstein is one of the Jews from the Bible, and you need to worship that name. Tell me where I'm lying. That shit is crazy, bro. Ted Cruz Como configure un paso montanas. Fuck yeah, dude. I'm gonna actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna rewatch this and I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna respond to you in the comments because my Spanish is very terrible because I've been working on it. Haven't had the time to use my app, but I got it though. I'm gonna get you though. I see you though. I see you though. But yeah, yo, tell me where I'm lying though. So this is more than just that. This is like literally people coming having a existential crisis. Like, you know how Russia views, you know, the Ukraine war as an existential crisis because it's on their border. This is MAGA's war on their mental border, right? Woo! This is the shit on their mental border, right? They're literally being confronted with the fact that they worshipped regular humans as gods and found out that they'd be grabbing up on kids and faking the money and all this stuff. I just posted something on the community tab where Jimmy Dore did an interview about this other gentleman. They're talking about right after, you know, Epstien, you know, unalived himself, whatever you believe, his bank account started shifting millions of dollars. Boom, 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 boom. I'm like, bro, come on. What have I been saying? I called into the Maj 2 ratio the other day and I showed them the Rusty Shackelford footage. Yeah. I showed them the Rusty Shackelford footage where people just, there's all types of kids on TikTok. They're just running up on Epstien Island like, ooga, booga, booga, taking videos and then run away. It's all over now. It just looks weird. It's a weird place. You could look on YouTube and look up Rusty Shackelford footage or Little St. James Island. It's an actual island. It's not by itself in the middle of nowhere. It's an island in a chain of other islands owned by lots of other billionaires. You could look it up. It's not that hard. But again, MAGA types, like I said, they just came into politics recently. That's why they're so like enamored. Oh my God, this is the greatest president of my life. It's just a president. It's just the CEO of the United States Corporation, bro. Muerta pistola. Hey, I got something just in case you know, any monsters come out here so you can hear all the crickets and stuff. But like I said, man, this is like an existential crisis for these people. Just like during liberal, you know, when Joe Biden's in power and they're all like, we're gonna solve racism and America's gonna be all this stuff, and it just gets worse and worse. And then they go to Gaza and they're doing all this stuff, and they, you know, doing the Ukraine and all this. People, oh my God, stay strapped to good class. Hey man, hey, not out here. You hear all these crickets and all this stuff. I seen some big giant like wolf, like the coyote or wolf creature running middle of the day right through the back of the yard. I'm had to take the samurai sword and go check it out. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, it's. Let me make sure you can hear me here. So I don't want the thing. Okay, let me make sure this is. There we go. The cat is inside making all the noise in the world. It's making me mad. She's trying to get out here. So like I said, man, yeah, I just got a new samurai sword, by the way. So make sure these little coyotes and whatever else lives behind my house stops lurking, because that shit was large. But anyway, like I said, again, MAGA existential crisis. They actually believed that these people were. I told you. I literally just thought of this the other day. They literally believed that Jeffrey Epstein was one of the Jews from the Bible, and they worship him. And then they're like, wait, why is this? Y'all worship these people for decades and decades. These are Illuminati type. Like, bro, if you've never looked into this stuff, Illuminati's not the real name. People just call them that because they don't know what else to say, right? They just call it the cabal, whatever you call it. Like I said, that's what it is, man. That's what it is. And they're finding out all this stuff. Like I said, the unredacted little black book and stuff is already out there. If you know where to look on the internet, I mean, this guy, JD DeLay, he's got tattoos and he does like jail videos and stuff. And he just, again, he's new to politics. He just started a YouTube channel a couple years ago, you know, and he's doing his thing. You know, whether you agree with him or not, but he's really upset about this Epstein, you know, stuff, because he really doesn't like those types of people. And I'm trying to tell you, and I'm like, well, people worship them. Literally, think about it. They literally thought that this is God's will and all this stuff, and they're like, oh. And again, also those people, the IDF and all this other types of military stuff, they believe their own propaganda. And then when they go to a fucking battlefield, they're like, oh my God, all these other people are really good. We thought they were terrible because you believed your own propaganda that they're terrible. And when they fight back, you don't understand. Same stuff. Oh my God, we believed our own propaganda. And now you're trapped in a cyber, like Eon Flux, Deus Ex world, Star Trek Borg, run by the most ridiculous people in the world, and they don't even apologize. They're writing in your face, do. But the people that realize that, they're the people who've realized that. The other people are like, oh, yes, we're good. Whenever Fox News comes out or CNN comes out, oh, you know, you should just not worry about that. Because remember, all through Joe Biden's presidency, right? They wasn't going to release it, do it. They just didn't talk about it. They didn't say it didn't. Joe Biden was just like, oh, I think I need to get some ice cream. He just took off. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just went and did that. These motherfuckers out here talking about you didn't even see that. These aren't the droids you're looking for. Right in your face. Donald Trump. Donald Trump, when asked by, first of all, hats off to that random reporter that asked the question that kicked all this off. Hats out to that lady, because that's a real fucking, she's like, excuse me, where's the list? And they're like, oh, bro. Donald Trump straight up said, like, these aren't the droids you're looking for. And then Pam Bondi comes in, fucking Mars Attacks looking bitch, bro. Oh, that shit was hilarious, bro. America is literally doing backflips. Oh my God. Yes. Yes, dude. Straight up, Donald Trump said, these aren't the droids you're looking for. And then Pam Bondi came in, Mars Attacks alien bitch with the blonde wig. No less. Like, bro, done. Maga, boom. The little meme with the schwa and the universes, bro, mind blown. Mind absolutely blown. Kitty cat, you're not coming outside, bro. Chill out. Trying to claw out the windows. Little tiny cat. Ruining my room, knocking all types of stuff over. Well, like I said, bro, existential crisis. Just like Iran, the Iran, Israel, we have to destroy Iran because they have ancient ruins that literally aren't going to be in this new project we're building, or, something in it. Oh, we have to, some excuse to do some massive project where thousands of people got to go all over the earth and do all this stuff right here in your shit. Oh, you shouldn't look at that. Stop being fucking evil. Oh my God, why would you do that? Boom. And this ties into a lot of other stuff that I would talk about, right? Hold on a second. Where's my machete? You feel me? Look at this. We got this machete right here just to make sure. I've seen a pair of glowing eyes over there, so you know what I'm saying? Just in case it gets silly, we gotta make sure we take care of business, you know what I'm saying? So let's take a little walk over here. Gotta go get something. So like I said, man, this ties into all types of stuff. Again, there was a guy, Bikers and Bullets, a really good friend of mine, subscribed to his channel. No small channel, he just, a nice dude out here. Doing a couple of YouTube videos here and there. He posted a bunch of stuff. He's like, look what I found. I can find this. Why can't you find this? He found some stuff real quick. Easy, right? Kitty cat, you better stop. And he was really upset on his community post that people couldn't find this type of stuff that he could find as easily as he found it. I was like, because a lot of these people are new. They're new to the internet, let alone politics. You know what I mean? And people are like, oh, I can't believe. They're breaking down mentally because they can't believe the people that they literally believed and worshiped. And it's not because they came to this, because people have been screaming at the side of their heads for years talking about, you should probably look into this, you should probably look into this, you should probably look into this, and they keep taking the L. They don't understand. They're like, I can't believe they would do this to us. Believe it. Stop fantasizing, daydreaming in your literal mind about, well, I believed that back in the day God and Jesus was like this, and I can't believe. Who cares? No, we don't want to hear that no more. Y'all got duped. Y'all got tricked. If you didn't know, now you know. And this is the litmus test for if you're actually a human being with a brain. Like I said, you don't have to care about this stuff. Nothing wrong with that. Oh, there it is. What is that? Oh, yeah, y'all trying to pull up? Oh, I got something for y'all. Don't worry. As soon as you start talking about Epstein list, green glowing eyes start popping up in the damn woods. I got something for y'all. Again, and this is what I was talking about. This always pulls up into something different, right? Here's my question, right? There's a trillion people talking about the Epstein stuff all over the internet, right? But YouTube always tripping on me. Why is that? Codename Hunk Adventure Time. Everyone, go subscribe to Codename Hunk 98. It's a good friend of mine, USMC buddy, Army Reserve buddy, good buddy of mine. Does video games, horror games, if you like to watch some scary stuff. Like I'm looking at my backyard right now because we're talking about the Epstein list and all the other info. It's not just a list. Think about it. It's not necessarily a single piece of paper, right? It's all the footage. Because again, if you do any cursory reading, any cursory amount of research, right? They were, again, this person was friends with a lot of people because again, his job worked for the Israeli government in some form or fashion. He was his cover job was a financial wizard, which he never had any like financial degrees. He worked at like a school, MIT or something like that, but he never had like any teaching credentials. He was just there. Again, it's a plant. They can move in and out of stuff, and you just get told to shut the f up. It isn't that hard to figure out, right? This is nothing new. I'm not making anything up. I don't show clips because they always look for any reason to zap my channel because they obviously don't like me. You know what I'm saying? Because I do really cool videos, I do nice stuff, and then I talk a little bit of stuff. They're like, oh, 2019. I was like, hey, there's some type of going around. They were enough. You know what I mean? The people who saw that stuff back in 2019, appreciate every one of you. But again, like I'm saying, MIT, this guy, again, this is just one person. They got hundreds of people all around the whole entire every part of America. They're like this dude. This is just one guy. Dude's hanging out, doing all this stuff. Check out the thumbnail in this video. Donald Trump hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein, because that's the thing, right? MAGA again. Tons of motherfuckers, bro, hanging out with this dude all over the place. There's something over there. Hundreds of pictures. Think about it. He hung out with Bill Gates like 3 or 4 times. He hung out with Bill Clinton a couple of times over the years. He was hanging out with Donald Trump like 50 times. And again, the only reason why he got banned from Mar-a-Lago, but not any of the other Trump towers and stuff, right, is because once the conviction, it was on the news. Oh, the plebs see it, so now, we can't let him. But again, that don't matter, bro. It's not even about necessarily just him. It's about y'all don't understand. This is what it's actually like. Where do you, like, again, if a lot of people don't want to do the research and watch the scary documentaries, and it's not, you don't have to watch any like snuff films or anything, but I mean, there's about 100 trillion of them are out there. That's what we're talking about. You know what I mean? That's who these people are. And a lot of people in America are just, I want to say this, they're just nice. They're nice old people, bro. They're not about that smoke. They're not. But now they have been confronted with the smoke. And I have to say, a lot of them are doing really good. A lot of them are very angry. But again, are they going to, again, Donald Trump, if I see another pickup truck with Donald Trump on the actual cross as Jesus Christ, high desert pioneers of evil in high places. Yeah, absolutely. If I see another person with Donald Trump as Jesus Christ, man, on the actual cross, and like they got like some lefty Democrat stabbing them, they're like, no, like people. I'm not saying this even the vast majority of people, but some people are really into that. And if that's like a family member or somebody like, it's hard to break it to them. So like a lot of people, it's really sad to see political division because it's all silly. I don't know why anybody takes this stuff seriously. But you know what I mean? It's like, those are real people in real life, minus the Twitter bots, minus the bots and all the fake stuff, like real people that actually are shook right now. They're hurting bad. They literally are like, oh my God, por qué? Por favor. Oh no. And they're literally having an existential crisis. Now, again, is there just going to be some complaining on Twitter? Possibly. But what they don't want is for people to actually be upset and just not participate in the political. Let me say this right. They don't want people to not participate in the political system while at the same time being highly interested and physically having something to do with the political system. Because if everybody knows that, hey, this ain't working, we gotta go to war, China. Okay, I don't care about that. Oh my God, you're trying to murder us. Oh my God, you're trying to murder the entire United States by saying those words. Like, bro, that's how. Look at what you're looking at. Like, just step back. Okay, this guy Spencer Cornelia, big YouTuber. He does. I think that's his name. He does scam videos. He does like scams. Like, oh, this person's conducting a scam. This person's scamming. This person's scamming. I dropped a comment on his channel one time, like, hey, because he's like, hey, I got actually fooled by one of these dudes. I dropped a comment, check out the body language expert. Every time somebody doesn't understand they're being tricked, I tag their channel and I say, look at this body language expert. And then I do that episode of somebody that they actually like or worship or, oh my God, Trump, here's the body language of this. Here's the body language of that. Her channel got banned because she predicted some stuff just by predicting her body language. It's easy because you can tell they're lying. And now look, the body language, like, why are you asking? Oh, and Donald Trump, oh, yeah, well, you don't want that old thing, the Epstein list, that old, yeah, you don't want to, hey, Grok, can you get me some pictures of Donald Trump and Epstein? Just 80 fucking pages come up. Not AI, by the way, non-AI pictures. So again, even if you're not necessarily saying that he did something, he's hanging out with people wall to wall who are the literal, like, the champion high level 79,000 metal booty scraper, child booty scrapers of the world. Again, Virgin Islands was paid off like 65 million to not investigate any of the islands and all this stuff that they have going on there. They just tossed 65 million. Here you go. Money does not exist. They're on another level. Again, a lot of these people come from families that had billions. Okay, a lot of these people come from families that had billions of dollars before money existed. You think you're going to get your $7 an hour and compete with motherfuckers that toss 65 million at the Virgin Islands and, like, don't investigate our booty scraping super fortresses and stuff? Okay. Again, they put those people in power. So it's like, you think you're $50 an hour? Hey, Bikes and Bullets, what's up? Yeah. Like I said, there he is, Bikers and Bullets. Everybody go check out his channel. Like, share, and subscribe. He does really cool videos. I should do more like that and just do fixing stuff, but I'm literally working and stuff. Which, by the way, I've uploaded like 12 videos. I just haven't published them yet because I'm working on them. But anyway, this is important. Before I forget, because I'm all over the place, right? These people had billions of dollars before paper money existed. Okay? So you really think you're going to compete? Again, people are like, you can't talk like that. Like, again, talking about little citizens in the terrarium, like, are we in a terrarium? And like, oh my God, that's just going to destroy the world. But if they were to open your terrarium to go attack somebody and you die for no reason, oh, we have to go to war with this country. Oh my God. I'm like, think about, literally, look, turn the volume off, right? And just watch the TV and just look at what you're looking at. They're like, about nothing. And then when it's about something that's right in your face, you're a kid. I'm trying to breathe, bro. I'm trying, bro. It's just like stressing me out, bro. Also, I hear stuff moving around. So I'm like, you know, just looking over because I saw some little glowing eyes and stuff. There's like buildings over there, but like, you know what I mean? The forest is kind of thick, so I shouldn't be seeing lights through that shit. But again, billions and trillions and fulfilling. Think about this. Imagine being a punk ass motherfucker that you get 65 million thrown at you, and then you like, oh, okay, I guess I won't say anything. Take that money and then just turn around, wow, you know what I mean? But again, the Virgin Islands and all these islands and stuff, they've been conquered and destroyed by America, the UK, Spain. So they basically put all those people in charge, and they put some person who's like very uneducated or like has a degree, or they give them a suit, and you're like, oh, person in suit, oh my God, this person, and then, you know, it's just like, actually in real life, it's just some dude standing there. They're just bringing in trucks of, you know, kids and people and all types of stuff into the underground base, just never to be seen again. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, it's just, like I said, they're just basically just stand-ins. And like I said, people don't want to hear this stuff because, oh, I thought that we were the good. Shut up. Shut the fuck up, bitch. Y'all live into some crazy shit now. Like I said, I don't care how y'all feel. The woods are always watching. I know, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, the woods are always watching. That's why I'm always listening, because I have cameras out here, all types of stuff, man. We got a lot of wooded adventures coming up. So like I said, that's my whole point, right? A lot of people in America, because again, this video is specific about MAGA. We roast liberals and everybody else, you know, independent, non-political. It's just whatever. People, again, if not, MAGA is the last group of people to finally figure out that these people are not your friends, bro. These are some, hey, it's not a left-right thing. Again, that's a very small percentage of Americans. People think it's half of America, half. You know, I really hate it when they're like, half of America is this and half of America, half? Y'all about 15% each, maybe 20. Again, it's to people who actually are diehard, you know, MAGA or whatever, or diehard lefty, whatever. Like, that's not the vast majority of America. And even if it was, y'all don't control nothing. A small percentage of everybody is doing all this stuff. The sheer amount of missing people and children goes to ignore the popular stories play, like junior high. Yeah, exactly. And that ties into my point. So like, they're believing the left and right, and like I said, when they stop that and they look and like, wow, there's so many other things outside of that. Case in point, the DHS report. Even the whole government's like, yeah, 300,000 to 500,000 kids go missing a year. Oops, and you're like, that's every year. So after 10 years, that's a Holocaust, right? So like, but you literally like, where are all them bodies going? People are like, oh my God, it's so hard to hide a body. It's so hard to hide a body. They're fucking disappearing hundreds of thousands per year, per year. Like, they're not coming back. Hundreds of thousands per year. Now, there's all types of places you can speculate how this and that. But again, I have a question for you. Do you know a one Ghislaine Maxwell? You know this woman, yes? I heard from a little blue bird that she has a submarine license. And if you look on Google Earth, you look to where the islands are. Again, Trump, Lindsey Graham, all these people own islands, all in this chain of islands, right? You can see a little underground submarine, a little shelf, and you can see because it's clearly it has to be. It's obviously it's an island, so it has to be whatever. She has a submarine license to a underground. No, she has a submarine license and to an underground nation or something like that. It was in like and all this stuff. Like I remember someone mentioning it. I'm like, obviously that's how it moved, right? But the average MAGA person, right? Again, because this speaks about MAGA, not to pick on them. A lot of other people have gotten their wake up call, and they're just now like figuring it out in the last couple of years with the whole MAGA Civil War thing that I've been talking about. A lot of these people are really nice people. They were very kind people all across the South. I grew up around a lot of Christian people all over the place, and they're living their life and they're just very doing their thing, and then they just get hit. But again, it's not just this. Remember, every couple of times I make these conservative war videos, it's something that happens. They're like, I thought that no. And it's like, because remember, you're in a little world, you're in your little world. Again, it's your whole life. You could travel all around the world but not know anything, right? You're in your world, you're doing your thing, you're living your life, you're being that part of society that people appreciate and just doing the part and do whatever. Just like I've traveled to a lot of cities, liberals, they're just, a lot of people just are very normie. That's the normie, right? They don't know what's going on. They're playing the cog in the wheel, they're doing their thing. And then when they look at what's going on over here, and then just they actually physically look and put some stuff together, mind boggling. Absolutely. Because like I said, it's that moment where, again, look back in one of my live streams, right? I did a video, and the thumbnail was Neo waking up in the Matrix and all the other pods. As he's doing this, I put MAGA on his head, and then conservative, libertarian, leftist, liberal. Everybody's in the tube, and I'm not trying to be rude when I say this, but I guess I have to be. You you gotta like pull again. Stop you gotta physically stop watching this Fox News and left shit and actually just dive into some scary shit. I see you, fucking werewolf. You gotta actually dive into some scary shit. And then when they do it with this stuff, again, there's the 6-part meme where you like the red pill or whatever, the pill doom cycle. Oh my god, the stress, the sadness, the cope, the cigarette, the more. Then they start the cigarette looking at more memes. It's bro right there, because once you're in, you're like, bro, I'm down. Bro, I'm down. Because like I said, what are they doing? Again, if you were in on the OG conspiracy theories before the left and right, before the Obama times and all that stuff, one of them that you would have known was the iPet goat. What is this? A video gets made, a cartoon video, like in the 2010s, right? 2010, 2011, gets made. It's a really weird, like little animation video. It's got a bunch of weird little symbols. They're heavy on symbols. Every single thing in that video, it's a symbol of something. Some major thing in society happens, that thing gets pushed. It's a really cool video. You should check it out. I'm not trying to be weird or anything. It's called iPet Goat and iPet Goat 2. I think the 2 is the number 2. It's II, like little lowercase I. And another one just came out, and they did like this little thing and all this little like weird cartoon stuff. And every one of those little cartoon things, something happens. Just like, again, the Jeffrey Epstein thing. That he's got the painting of the George Bush throwing the little paper airplane into the Jenga blocks, and then they have the 9/11 stuff under the George Bush. Again, that type of stuff. People are like, oh, well, you're watching all this talking heads. They're moving off like this and that, police, and they're flashing images and stuff. It's very mesmerizing. No substance, right? I go to my friend's house. He tells me, oh man, this thing just happened across the world. He's like, I have a friend who told me that it was like this, and case closed, bro. Do you have any proof? Do you have any pictures? Do you have any intelligence? Like you say intelligence about it, right? And again, it's one of those things where I watch conservative or liberal TV that's hyper stupid, and I want to be friends with these people because eventually I want to mentally climb up and be churchy with them. I don't want to leave my circle, so I'm going to dive even harder into my I don't know anything circle because to me it feels good. Again, it's like the Jason Statham in Crank. He has to keep cranking himself. But in real life, you don't have to keep cranking yourself. You could just let go. This is very unfun stuff, but again, that's what adult opinions are made of. A lot of people are upset. But again, there are people, and there's groups of people that actually worship Donald Trump. Like they literally believe he is actually the reincarnation of Jesus Christ. Because I talked to some of these people. There's the people outside of that where they literally just worship him because it's like, oh, this is the greatest president ever, and oh my God, he's done all these good things for me, or or whatever, or Joe Biden says good things for me. So who cares what happens to anyone else? And then there's people who liked him because they're like, well, I don't like the Democrats. And there's a next layer of the onion of people who are like, well, I just like Donald Trump because of this reason. And like I said, the onion peels out, but then there's more people. But this is the type of thing that's just like, whoa, what? All that, hold on a second, right? And it's really disrespectful. During the meeting recently, where, hey, again, hats off to this reporter lady, is there a boat manifest or a helicopter manifest talked about? LOL. Yeah, I don't know. Again, that's one of those things that I saw in that lawsuit. Like, yo, there's a, boat. Like, the only boat manifest I know about is there was a Disney cruise that made a stop to the island right next to it. It was like the Little St. James Disney, whatever. I don't know what you had to be on to get that Disney cruise, but you can look that up. I don't know if they still have any of those news stories on there. That was really weird. Kitty cat, what are you looking at? Is there something over there? Again, helicopter and boat manifest. Just a plane, just his plane. Do mega pastors and mega super Diddy types, do they not have their own planes? What about other planes? You know what I'm saying? Like, I see kids taking boats over to the Little St. James and flying drones and being like, ooga booga booga, TikTok, yeah, I'm finna get famous, and then just leave. I've seen TikTok kids do more by taking a boat to fucking Epstien Island and ooga booging and taking a selfie with the little weirdo building that's shaped like Ellen DeGeneres' little set. I've seen kids on TikTok do more than all these motherfuckers yapping forever. Said there is no runway. Again, there might be a runway to like what is it called, on another island, and they could just take a little boat over, because it's not just one, it's a whole bunch of them. You know what I'm saying? I have a friend who bought a yacht from somebody over here in the Florida after one of the hurricanes because it sunk. I helped him fix it. I made a YouTube channel for him. He hasn't been on it in years, where we went over and just took the engines out and redid all the yachts and stuff. And he paid like $12,000 for it, but it's like a $200,000 yacht. He's like, yo, let's take the yacht to the Bahamas. I'm like, yeah, I'm busy. But he took it to the Bahamas twice, right? And he just got his boat license here in Florida, took his shit to the Bahamas. That's how easy it is to get to this place. It's not that far away. People are racing. You could take a boat to the Bahamas, because he's like, yeah, bro, because he lives a license. Yeah, we're going to the gym in the Bahamas. People do that all the time here. The big island airport, yes, not an Epstien Island, yeah. So like I said, so that they could, because I don't think that island is big enough for an actual runway, because it has to be a certain size. So I would imagine that if they're going to take it, to somewhere, they could probably take it to that island and boat over, you know what I mean? But again, they don't just show up there just magically, like I said. But if there's no that, how do they get there? You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't have a runway, they don't have a helipad, because the Rusty Shackelford and all the kids who do the video, they do the whole drone footage. You can see the whole island. It's not that big. So you're like, how do they get there? They got four-wheelers, Jeffrey Epstein, or, whatever. There's a security guard. They got tracking four-wheelers with dumb shits are heavy. How do you get a tracking four-wheeler, like the big actual ones, the big large ones with the stuff on the front? How do you get that on an island with multiple golf carts and all this stuff if there is no airport? Yeah, exactly. Flight logs do nothing. I saw a video a long time ago. There was like, why don't they have this and why don't they have that? Like, they're literally going to be like, hello, my name is Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump and Joe Biden and all these people. We are literally going to commit a crime, and I'm writing on this piece of paper, so when civilians find it, they're going to be super angry. Signed, Jeffrey Epstein, dated this date, 1990. They're not going to do that. They're just going to do whatever they want. They're already doing a mega crime. Do you think they care about writing it down? This isn't the Marine Corps. They're not leaving the barracks like, hey, where are you going? I'm going to the gym, and then I'm going to make sure that after the gym I go here, and then here. Hey, you got a belt on, you got this, and you got the camera. Like, bro, these motherfuckers ain't leaving the barracks. They're flying around diddle monstering. These people are convincing you to go get your legs, fucking worn off by walking all over the whole damn world. You gotta walk 1 trillion miles over here, but you can't do nothing. Like, flight logs, that's the point. Like, they don't have to tell you anything, but they got all this stuff and they're there. How do you get a fucking weird Disney looking weird blue and white temple? Like, how do you get all these materials to build this stuff there? There's got to be some type of way. They're just popping up with all these materials. Again, in the drone footage, you could just watch people just looking around. It's just like a bunch of building materials, another building, a building that goes underground. A kid looked down the stairs and you could see down the actual stairs. How do you build a tunnel? Tunneling takes people with time and tools. Again, I have videos where I build stuff. You have to dig a lot of stuff. You have to have heavy lifting equipment to dig and build all this stuff. But there's no runway and there's no helipad. How the fuck did they get all this stuff there? But it's there. You could clearly see it. And you're like, what? And again, think about this. Not news. Don't think about news. Don't think about private. Think about logistically. Think about your job. Because most people, again, who watch this probably have some type of job, right? Wow. Fucking cat is meowing and then it runs away when I try to grab it. Think about your job. Hey, we need to take all these materials and get it to this place. Oh, I need to rent a truck. Oh, it's on an island. Oh my God, how are we going to do that? What do they have? A heavy lift helicopter? A cargo Bob from Grand Theft Auto? Just take the box and just drive. How do they get the stuff there? The island itself isn't even big enough for any of that stuff, but there's runways. I know they're not hopping on a Disney cruise because that shit's not fast enough. So again, I'm actually, like I said, I'm not sad, that MAGA's having this meltdown. I'm actually happy that they joined everybody else. The liberals, they found out last time. The libertarians, they found out, like, with the Gary Johnson thing. All of Joe Biden everybody was dunking on liberals and lefties and stuff. Ha ha, you're all dumb. I mean, that shit was, again, Joe Biden, it was funny to make fun of that stuff. It was hilarious. But you can't say, you can't be like, oh, Joe Biden was so old and dumb, he didn't know everything. But he's responsible. So he's either too old and, like, there's a clone, like he was either a Joe Biden clone number 3, or he was like a mastermind. He can't be both. Like I said, he had no idea what was going on. He can't be necessarily responsible for stuff. They'll dangle this out while they're doing some real shit over here. Look at the puppet. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what's going on, And like I said, there's nothing wrong with people realizing that stuff, but, like, my suggestion to the MAGA types, right, was what I told liberals and all these other groups over the years, and that's why they attack my channel, because they're fucking, I believed in the Matrix. I'm sorry, just, and the shit sprang out of their heads because they just woke them up. Oh, I'm sorry, getting flushed is not fun, but MAGA, you gotta flush the shit out your head like the Matrix, bro. My suggestion is to think about all the stuff that you learned, right, over the years. Like, what are the big things that made you, not religiously, but in U.S. history, what are the big things that made you feel like U.S. history was something, and I believe this? Look at the alternate, like, belief about that. Look at something different about those big cornerstones of what you believe. Because, like I said, my grandfather, right, served in World War II, Korea, and Vietnam. But the stories that I was told growing up, of all the things that happened to him here and there and all this other stuff, it wasn't like, looking back in the day, I wish we could live back in the day. He was like, bro, again, that was bad. Very bad. All this stuff was bad. And he worked for government aid. These people were crazy. And then I was like, okay. He told me a lot of, he told my family stuff, and they tell me, like, hey, like, he, after being in the, in the Air Force for 20 some years, he got shot down and fucking survived all this stuff. Worked for the government aid. These motherfuckers crazy, bro. I'm on their team, and these people are crazy. They're trying to kill us. Like, bro, you need to watch out for the rest of your life. These people are weird. That's what I grew up on. A lot of people grew up on, we're going to church. Oh my God, look, the leader of the church and the leader of the country, there's the God and the Bible and stuff. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but it's two different literal existences. I'm like, he's like, yo, these motherfuckers are weird. They're trying to kill us. These motherfuckers are weird. They're weird. They're weird. They're trying to kill us. And then I grew up thinking that, and a lot of my friends who were, I moved to Florida when I was a very small kid, right? A lot of people are very religious, or they're coming from other states. It's a very crazy mix of stuff. Every time they were like, wait a second, they went from believing everything is good, something bad happened to them. They're like, and it was like that. And over the years, it's multiplying. And the people who are in MAGA that are absolutely fucking pissed are the people that had that awakening moment or never were believed in the first place. Like I said, how I grew up. And they're just like, imagine if this is the moment that literally just dumped your life, right? And you know what's really messed up? This motherfucker was on some shit like, oh, I can't believe people are still talking about, obviously I think Donald Trump is funny, but this is the reason why it's funny in a fucking weird way, right? He's like, oh, I can't believe people are talking about this, oh, Epstien, you mean that old thing? We got Texas and all this other stuff. Well, first of all, people, again, rest in peace to all the people who are harmed in the natural disaster of Texas. Whatever you believe about it, it happened. There's flooding going on a lot of places. Flooding is very serious. We got a lot of flooding here in Florida. You know what I mean? So, rest in peace to everybody who was harmed by that. That is not funny. That's not fun. People are, like, hey, people are laughing about it. That's messed up. But again, every time something else happens somewhere else, it's like maybe in California was burning down. Everyone's like, oh, haha, you're burning down, all they're all gay. Not everybody in California is a very rich gay person. A lot of regular people, again, who are non-political at all, just randomly doing whatever. I got a video about how that started. Zap. You know, oh, this random stuff happens. People just dying for no reason. That's terrible. Same thing in Hawaii. It's just terrible stuff. We go over it. Some of the live streams. Most of those are live streams that I do. But again, every time natural disaster happens, North Carolina, I had a friend of mine. He went up there. He was helping out. So for these motherfuckers to be like, oh, we got all these other things. Y'all don't care about. They don't care about none of that shit, bro. Weren't the people in North Carolina talking about some? Oh, these people are not helping us. Yeah, they let you. Oh, we're gonna build some server through here, and they had to have the whole battle on the internet about showing videos and back and forth about that. And you gonna let him say, "Oh, we got Texas going on." Okay, it's been a week, motherfucker. Where you at? He finally shows up, and then people, oh my god, like they put the cheering fucking people out there, bro. There's real shit happening, and they're sitting over here talking about some. Oh, we got this thing that we don't care about. We're gonna deflect with that. Oh, Texas. Here comes some questions about Epstien. Oh, Texas, like a shield, bro. That is fucked up. And rightfully so. I posted the Asmongold. I don't like this dude Asmongold because, like I said, he new to the internet, new to politics, just rambling off random stuff. He could be funny. We're talking about video games, but again, he's just some right wing dude. Maga, oh, it's great. And then, boom, he just got hit with the right upside the head. I said, oh, these people are really doing it? Yeah, bro. Sir, actually, yes. You're working with real actual stuff. I haven't even gotten into a whole lot of stuff. I could get into a lot of stuff of where this goes. And this isn't stuff that I'm just making up. Again, like Bikers and Bullets had typed that. Where are all these people going? I did a video about that. And you want to know something crazy, right? Back when the whole QAnon shit pulled up, right? In October of 2017, because I was making videos back then, and I remember QAnon popped up. I immediately did not like these motherfuckers. After a week and a half, I'm like, something going on here. And then like they had a huge hacking thing. They're like, we have been taken over. Oh. And then they came back a week, like 2 days later, like, we have not been taken over. Listen to us now. I made a video, right? These motherfuckers attacked my video, talking about some, you don't know what you're talking about. Only we can talk about this. And they came in on some only QAnon can talk about any of this stuff. All of you need to shut up because we're in charge now. I'm like, we're in charge now? I'm like, nigga, who are you? Where y'all at? Pull up to the fucking crib, motherfucker. Imagination world versus human practical application is always missed. Been saying it for years. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you gotta get out there and actually get hit. Like, you gotta, because there's so many other little things that, like, literally are in there that you wouldn't think about. But yeah, I'll get to that in a second. These QAnon motherfuckers pulled up in 2017 talking about some, we're the only people who can talk about conspiratorial this or that. You need to stop. And I was like, are you out of your fucking mind? And then we had to battle these motherfuckers. I'm like, this is weird. And then again, I did a video. We need to choose a different letter. Yeah, we need to choose a lot of different letters. We need to actually put asterisk back in the like G. We need to choose a different letter like G. Oh my god. Oh man. But yeah, so I was talking to Craig Sawyer. I did a comment and stuff on one of his pages. If you don't know who Craig Sawyer is, right? He's a Marine Corps veteran, FBI, Navy SEAL, and a U.S. Marshal. He also had this moment in 2017 where he was trying to investigate child trafficking in the FBI, and they came up behind him and said, hey, make sure you get your plates on at work. You better keep your mouth shut. And he was like, again, born Christian, did the right thing, right? Great guy, has sons and daughters, his great family, everything. His daughter got attacked by somebody and got SA'd by some weirdo, and then he started the company, Vets for... I don't know. Let's see. So again, this guy Craig Sawyer. So now he does the Vets for Child Rescue. He's got a website. He actually orchestrates arrests. He does the Chris Hansen, but he's huge. He's a giant dude. He's like, you gotta check it out. It's called a Contraland. I did the whole video about it. Documentary, got a couple thousand views. Contraland, where he goes around the Mexican border, American border, catching people. He just sets up a place, and thousands of people, just predators. The whole city lights up with little red dots, and he just catches them. He's like, well, we can't even catch enough of these motherfuckers, bro. In the documentary, he catches people in the U.S. Treasury come to pick up like a 14-year-old boy or a 13-year-old girl. Actual U.S. Treasury with the pin on, just came from work with a suitcase and everything. Oh, I'm gonna go pick up my boy. And Craig Sawyer, he's like, hey, what's up? You've been a bad boy. That's the code name, Bad Boy. They come in and grab the dude. It's in the documentary, Contraland. Oh my god. So like I said, it's in the documentary. You know what I mean? So let me see here. Through this text message there. It's in the documentary, right? This is real stuff. But again, he is still shocked. He's like, I can't believe it's this bad. And he also says, there are so many people disappearing. Where are they all going? He doesn't know where they're going, right? That's the thing. Bikers with bullets, again, said it the thing. Where are they all going? So now that MAGA has been smacked upside the head with the realization that you're in deep doo doo, you can join the rest of us, not not lefty, not right communist, socialist, capitalist, none of that. Just regular people who know more than all those people because we're doing the practical application versus like the imagination world. We're focused mentally on that. That's how we're. You can come any vast number of people. Again, this isn't about like race or group or political whatever. I don't do any of these groups, right? I'm just regular people. Check. Look at this. This cat is trying to jump on the car, slipping down. It's making noise. Again, practical application world, right? We're talking about things that actually happen, and when you go by that, you will have a better time. You better not be sneaking on me, fucking predator, motherfucker. Again, I've been looking into a lot of these disappearances and stuff. Some of them that are out in the woods, out in the wooded areas. That's some pretty wild stuff, man. And I've done videos about that. And what I said was in a couple live streams, like a year and a half, 2 years ago, everyone in the prepper community, people who buy gold, people who just like firearms, people who like outdoors, people who care about the Epstien list. It's not a list, it's just you live in a surveillance state, but they ain't got none of that surveillance. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm talking about. They got a billion hours of surveillance. They're literally laughing in your face. Ha ha. They're looking for a little piece of paper. We're literally about to fly to an island. Biting heads off them, bro. What the fuck? That's what we're talking about. This is real. This is real shit. Like, nobody's playing around over here. This isn't left v right. This is, you're on the Truman Show. Again, I posted on a community tab. A giant satellite dish fell into the middle of an Indiana neighborhood, and it's a giant eye with a bunch of cameras all over it. It's the Truman Show. Right when the light falls, and he's like, what? I thought that was the sky. Literally happening right in your face. And a lot of people buck me, not necessarily people who watch my channel, a lot of other channels, and sometimes people, I comment all over the place. I have a bunch of videos made. Sometimes I don't make videos because they work. I comment all over the place, and people are like, oh, what do you mean by that? And I'm like, dude, do you have any idea what I'm talking about? They're literally waiting for a person in a suit that they think is cool to get on TV and talk about something. But until then, they're like, I can't wait to think about this because without my person on TV, I can't think about it. Because it's like, I don't want to watch my show on Netflix until my partner or my friend gets home, because then I would be, oh, they're going to get so mad. That's the same thing they do politics and religion, all stuff. I don't want to think about what I literally see in my face because I haven't been told to yet, and I don't want to spoil it, and then it's 1,000 years go by and you're dead. The big ball looking thing, yeah, so yeah, dude, I'm telling you, bro, that's one. You're just like, wait, huh? Like the little Spider-Man Arma 3 meme. It's like a video game where people are doing tactical stuff. Some guy hacked in and played like a little mini Spider-Man, and people are, huh? And like, it just blows their mind. They're like not looking for a mini Spider-Man in a tactical like army game, right? You're living the regular human normie life. It's like a satellite falls in your neighborhood. You're like, a giant satellite. You're like, I thought we were gonna bomb Iran right now. They're looking for you. They're looking at you, bro. They're looking at you, and you're like, well, I have nothing to hide. Yes, you do. You need to hide. You need to hide physically. You need to literally shift up and hide and get some camo in there. You need to hide, bro. You need some of the Italian Pro Apto thermal camouflage ghillie suit that they make. It's expensive, but you gotta have it, bro. Like, that's what they move mountains for. Messing with you, disappearing mad kids, and then, bro, people, again, Virginia Jeffrey, the Epstein victim that got paid out the money because the Prince Andrew, the civil suit and all that other stuff, she just died after getting hit by a bus. But she's like, she got hit by a bus, and then she was in the hospital talking about, I've tried to post a video. It's hard to remember all this stuff, right? On Twitter, she's like, I'm activating my dead man switch. I mean, she's a woman, but she's like, activating a dead man switch. You're going to hear all these different things. All these different videos are going to come out now that I'm dead. And I'm like, okay. She obviously knew she was going to be assassinated or whatever, or she's going to hit by a bus. But she got hit by a bus, and she's like, I'm on a countdown clock. I'm going to die like 5 days, 7 hours, and 33 minutes after getting hit by this bus. I'm like, how the fuck do you know the exact, like, what? And then it's a ding, and I'm like, wow, that's not strange to you? Did Jeffrey Epstein have a funeral? I don't remember seeing a body. Anyway, they took somebody out of the jail, but that wasn't him. And then they're talking about the missing footage, the missing minute of the footage. That's when they killed him, bro. He could have just. All right, okay. Is a whole minute was missing, right? Here's the cell right here. Here's the other side of the camera. Let me know how long it takes for me to walk across right here. Take this dead body, throw him in there. Get the news cameras. All right, move the trash can. Who gives a shit? Ah, we're evil. And then they, oh, that's when they killed him. That's when he walked out and went to his fucking, he went to a baseball game. Think I'm lying. Oh, Hillary Clinton was like, I'm gonna hang out with his twin brother that has the Adam Sandler glick fat neck on, but he's just a little fatter. And you're like, I didn't know he had a twin brother that was a fat dude. He has an actual brother that did an interview with Insider Edition, and he laughed at the whole thing. He was like, bro, that's so stupid, whatever. Jeffrey Epstein's actual brother doesn't look anything like him necessarily, but there was a dude who's allegedly his twin brother that had a glick fat neck on, like some Hollywood, again, Hollywood, lefty, liberal, Hillary Clinton, Hollywood, they could just put some makeup on. He went to like a Boston Red Sox Yankees game, and there's a picture of him and Hillary Clinton in the you know, some news article, like, oh, we're, and you're like, at some point you're just like, okay, I know eventually the Matrix is going to turn into like, you know, some type of whatever you're living through, this the orb, the bubble, the fucking, the rock, the float, the whatever you believe in, again, whatever your beliefs is, eventually the game is going to start. And whatever it is, like, it's crazy everywhere. Again, it's happening all over the place. Please be careful, whatever you're doing in life. But when this type of stuff kicks off, these people will open up secret doors and let aliens out, velociraptors, giant floods, storm. They'll do anything to other than this. If you haven't noticed by now, they will literally do anything. Aliens, oh, they'll have aliens. Oh, Navy pilot sees an alien tonight after the Jeff Epstien thing. Alien people, I don't care. Where's the list at, bro? People, it is so funny. People, I don't care about that. That's where you need to be. Drop the labels. Stop caring about all the stuff. Where's the list? Care about your family, your friends, your neighborhood. You know, drop the political stuff. Worry about things that you can change, or that, you know, that you care about whatever you want, but care about this a lot. And dig deeper into it and be happy. You know what? Anger is a natural human emotion. And if you hold it down and make you feel bad and you're like all sad, no, but hey, anger, what's up? Oh, I'm mad about, actually, yeah, let's hang out today. It's been a while to hang out with you. And like I said, don't be mean. Don't be wishing for violence on people, right? I had some questions about the pic. Terminal velocity falling from the sky did not do a lot of damage. It was weird. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it had like a big parachute with it and it might have fell. You know what I mean? Like, was it not that high? Was it cloaked? Was it behind a cloud? And then like it comes out of the cloud because it's like low cloud and you can like see somebody, and somebody was talking about something. We had to zoom in. Oh shit, a bird. You know? And again, all these questions, people are just being like, you know what? It's a lot more fun to question things that I'm seeing in real life other than think about all this other stuff. And it, you know, it's, people are watching less sports. I mean, you watch sports, but like sports is on the TV while you're downloading some YouTube videos and some crazy. You're like, oh wow. You know, that's what I'm saying, man. A lot of people are doing a lot of other things, but people care, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's good to care. You want to go fight every other human being on this planet just because they live in some little village and they're not doing what you want with their rocks under their feet because, oh my God, my person that I literally thought was the Jews from the Bible and the Jesus and the God and the Ted Cruz and stuff, and you know, they wanted to, you care about that more than literal aliens snatching up your shit and eating up your kids right in your face. And a lot of people are like, you know what? I'm tired of away games. We need some home games. And that's what people don't want. I don't mean to be, I'm trying to warn you that this is bad. Again, they had 10, I guess, leftists or whatever that attacked an ICE facility out there in you know, in Texas or something, you know, shot an officer in the neck and shot up the building, and all this stuff happened. And I don't know if they captured him alive or whatever. They got like 10 of them. If you don't want stuff like that, I guess what I saw on this asthma goal video is like, why doesn't Donald Trump just come clean? I'm like, LOL, dude, you must be new here. I have millions of subscribers. You must be new here. Sit your ass down, brother. People with small channels, there's a reason why they got small channels, bro. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, something moved in the bush over there. There's a reason why people have small channels. If the censorship, you're like, oh, there's censorship. We're on censorship 10.0 because we've been here for a lot longer than y'all. We're on 10.0. You're on like 1.2. And they just make sure your channel don't go nowhere. Because like I say, if you keep deleting it, a lot of people just keep coming back. and just keep getting new channels. And like I said, eventually one of them will hit. They just keep, they just go like this. I'm not on TikTok because TikTok told me to kick rocks after I got like what 3,000 subs in a couple months. I got like thousands of views on a whole bunch of stuff. I did the Joe Biden video. They didn't like it. Like I said, I wasn't like being mean to the guy or anything. I just zoomed in on a really nice picture and I'm like, oh, that looks, yeah, asthma goes, fucking guy, bro. It's fucking absolute fucking, again, he's young dude, he's kind of like kind of stupid. But again, these are like the young video game. I don't even play video games, but he's like a video gamer. And they just do the clips of the little fart jokes of, oh, look, a little news clip and stuff. But like I said, now that he got into some real shit, he's like, got actually fucking held his face. Just look what's really going. He's like, oh, I don't like it. Oh my God. I can't believe I agree with MSNBC. Well, again, if you don't know, the off team, every time there's an election year, the off team, dude is naive, LOL, like 90% of the junior high school minded people. Like, yeah, exactly. They're like 27-year-old, 12-year-olds. Like, they're just like, dur, dur, dur. But again, this is what's popular because a lot of people were never taught any of this stuff. And they're just like, again, grew up in the political fucking, oh man, like just whatever. You know what I'm saying? But now that they got hooked into some old school internet shit with this is what's really going on. They go looking back like, wait a second. Everyone spends most of their time inside and in cities. When they start going out to the vast majority of the rest of the world, they're like, yo, this shit's scary as fuck. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, there's a lot of people disappearing out here, motherfucker. Your little subscriber number, that's just a little thing on your phone, whether it says 5 or 5,000 or 5 million. You go out to the woods. What was that? Are your subscribers going, unless you got them with you, are they going to fly up in the middle of nowhere and stop whatever it is from getting you? Again, I watch a lot of different types of channels because there's a lot, it's all connected, right? Everything. When you see what these motherfuckers really messing with, bro, you will not, again, if you want to go to war, Russia and China, you want to go have your fucking beef, you want to go have your, oh, back in my day, my granny got kicked out of this country, oh, I'm going to, go ahead, have your beef. But like, for now, we got to deal with this real quick. That's what people are thinking right now. That's what people have been thinking. But again, we were over here with the real gangster YouTube channels, Bikers and Bullets, you know what I'm saying? Like the High Desert Pioneer, we got Telling Stewart, we got Codename Hunk, my buddy over there. You know what I'm saying? Like, people have been really being on some real shit. But again, all these other people, they got millions of views for just funny stuff, because that's what most people just want to see, cat videos and funny stuff. But then when they accidentally, their train switches tracks accidentally for a second into our world, they're like, it's like you look out the window and you're on a train, it's just demons. You're like, oh my God, what is this? This is the reality track, sir. And then they look over to the track that they were on their whole life. They thought, this is real life. It's just like a little like a little merry-go-round. It's like all junked up and like the flashing light in the old subway, like when Neo fought the agent. They're like, this is what it's really like. I can't believe, no, y'all was daydreaming you were some heroes, and back in my day, if I saw Jesus, I would save him from, now's your chance, motherfucker. Back in your today is now. A lot of people are like, I won't live to see those days. A skirt, you did. You're living to see those days. Welcome to it. Hello. What is it? Idiocracy. Hello, welcome to Walmart. I love you. Like, wait, where's the time machine? It's just a little junked up time machine. Cat videos do numbers. Just ask Fat Cap. Exactly, bro. I have a cat video loaded up. It's got a kitten. That's why I'm out here. I have to go all far because the cat is trying to get out the window. I'm about to load it up. It's getting mad numbers. True, when nobody is around, you're all alone in the woods, shit pops off real. No cam, no witness, crazy. And you know what's crazy is? It took me a long time to mature to this point, right? Because I've been out to the woods. I've been out in the middle of nowhere or whatever. But when you start thinking about it, that's when you look back and you're like, man, I should have been looking around a lot more when I was over there in 29 Palms, walking around in the middle of nowhere like, oh, it's probably just a giant lizard. I'm like, bro, that was a big ass rock that just fell over. What the fuck? Like, we're in the middle of, like, a long way from nowhere. Out in Washington State, out in Colorado, Texas, all these places I've been. Now you think back, that's why a lot of these stories, like, she is a star. Oh, man. Cat video's real. But again, when you're out in all these weird places, it's really weird. And it took me a long time to mature to this point. I always knew there was something there, but I couldn't figure out what the connection was. And when you look at what, again, Epstien, why is it connected? Epstien had a place in between Area 51 and the Dulce alien base, the Zorro Ranch. The reason why they got the jab, the storms, the wars, they're trying to get rid of y'all, because Epstien, in his little book thing, or in his little report about the Zorro Ranch out there in Arizona or whatever, he was like, I need the majority of people in the world to descend from me. He had a bunch of women in this giant underground base. They're all chained up. He's like, So all these people got to go, and then all the kids are going to be mine. He's sitting there just, impregnating all these women and stuff. This is an article. This shit is crazy, right? I have to, do all this stuff. It's called the Epstien Zorro Ranch, 2 R's. What the fuck was that noise? Zorro Ranch in Arizona. Look that up too. I'll see if when I remember, I'll put all this stuff in the thing, right? The struggle of my life, remembering to put the captions in there. But again, he's got that. He's got the this, the that. All the stuff was going. Got was the lizard people buying kids from some dude allegedly, and having some experiments run out in the middle of the woods chasing people, bro. Experienced hunters know what animals are on the books. If you know anything about park rangers in the United States and in Russia and other countries, those are some stories you need to look up. Not the AI ones, because there's a lot of funny, like creepypasta, which means like a story, some type of story that people made up, kind of. It's like a legend or whatever. And then there's actual alleged first-hand accounts and actual real things like the LBL murders out there in Tennessee and all this different type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? He has the laboratory that's making all of these things that can come out and be messing around with you when you're going around. Not to say that all of them are him, but even a percentage could be. That is something you need to think about. A lot of really good channels. There's a guy, is a Dogman and Paranormal Activity. This guy, his name is Jeff Nadonli. He takes callers and stuff. People are really scared. What Lies Beneath? There's a guy, I can't remember his name, is Josh or something. There's a channel, What Lies Beneath. He takes callers and says, hey, look, this happened to me, this, and this. Bob Gimlin. I post this stuff all the time. Look him up, Bob Gimlin. He went on the Joe Rogan show. I mean, not that Joe Rogan has anything to do with it, but like his YouTube channel is good enough. He made it to the thing. He has an animator animate the scenes when people tell him, I saw this. He travels. I saw this happened to me. Actually breaks down video footage. He researches apes, researches actual primates, researches all these things. He's found a lot of stuff. Cannot be denied. The Smithsonian, it's all connected. Jeffrey Evans, all these people, George Royce, like I said, you're living in a world that's way more interesting and a lot more fun than you're feeling very sad about right now. People are feeling sad. Bad things are happening. Life is hard, right? But, you know what I mean? A lot of people, right? A lot of people want something to be happy about these days. And this is something you can all come together and be happy about. He's like, you know what? Seeing these people flip out about us being pissed off about this brings joy to my heart. A lot of people may not have joy. A lot of people, like I said, in Texas, New Mexico, wildfires out there in California, all over America, people are having bad things happen. This could bring some people some happiness. The more that you, again, take care of your everyday duties, but when you care about something, care about this, because this makes you happy and you can solve all these other problems, because it's all stemming from this. And again, why travel around the world to have beef with everybody else? We got a home game. Again, and for the people who are like, oh, maybe Trump is using the Epstien list. It's not a list. It's the entire history of all the actual information they have of all the thousands of tapes and them literally doing it. It's not a list. They're literally doing it. It's not a list. They're literally doing it. Have infrastructure on an island with no runway and no freaking helipad. How the fuck did they get all this stuff there? Flight logs to where? To what? Did he land it on the top of his head like a little landing strip on his dome? Like, you know what I mean? Like, how did they get that stuff there? You know what I mean? So, if you ever thought in your life that you were going to live in a movie, you had a daydream where you were the hero, you don't have to do, again, I watched the Jimmy Dore show, whatever you think about him, Kurt Metzger, funny dude, he was saying, he worked in the film industry and he did all this stuff. He's like, a lot of people, the reason why this didn't happen, because I just want to keep my head down. There is no more, you're backed into a corner. There is no more head down. You don't have to do anything violent. You don't have to do it. You just have to not tolerate it and just be like, nah, that's stupid. Fuck that. And if everyone just believes, then it could just, again, Craig Sawyer said it, the permissible environment needs to shrink bit by bit. Whatever you have to do in your life to do your duty to just disagree with this and be like, nah, I don't care about that. Oh, the midterms are coming up, so we're not going to bust people that are literally scraping up child's butts every 2 seconds. We're going to wait till the midterms next year to do something, because right now we're back to it. Ain't nobody trying to hear that. Ain't nobody trying to hear that. This is it. What is that? Why is the sky flashing red? What is this big? The game has started. Nope, no more. Nope. All that other stuff gone. We're here now. Welcome to the game. What is this? I'm scared. Welcome to the game. You are now in the game. What is the game? You are now in a lizard people ran government with people snatching up kids and they're doing experiments and they're poisoning. Everything's bad. That's where you're at. Too late. Welcome to it. Uh, we have, it's just like Borderlands, right? Excuse me, we have 3 vending machines over here. This vending machine sells health. This one sells shields. This one sells guns. Have a nice day in your adventure. Goodbye. Go to work. Take care of your family. Oh shit, my part of the thing. And you go do whatever. And I'm not saying no violence. Not saying you commit violence. I'm saying you could be like, hey, my family member helped them through their natural disaster. No left and right bullcrap, no politics. But like, look, this is like a systematic problem where all these people are messed up. I don't listen to stories unless the actual person on camera is telling the story. Body language is key. Storytelling too. Yeah, exactly. Those are the ones that I look for. Exclusively those. Because like I said, there's people uh, who you could just say whatever. But like I said, that the reason why I like Bob Gimlin, because he actually has people that come forward and have like their footage. He'll analyze the footage and he'll go through like a list of animals and he'll like actually analyze that sound and be like, what animal is this? Here's all the known animals in this area. Here's all the known animals in the book that lived in this area historically, and then here's the sound, and have like a wave. Thinker Thunker is another guy who analyzes like national park footage and people that talk about it like, hey, I have this footage or I have this sound, please analyze this. He has like an actual program that analyzes the sound on the things. I know a lot of people in Georgia have like the hoops and hollers and stuff out in the woods or whatever, but yeah, the actual people, and also on What Lies Beneath, What Lurks Beneath, I think it is. There's the guy who got approached by the FBI in Michigan because he shot some wolf that attacked his truck, and like the FBI came, they started messing with that guy, his name, his face, his FBI document number, all that stuff. It's a pretty good video. Yeah, that's a real thing. Like I said, there are stories, there's other things you can hear if you just want to listen to like whatever, but a lot of the ones that I look for are the ones that are actually like, this is what we got on camera. Here's a picture. Like the one in Texas, it was backed up. I have my channel here. I'll type my channel here. Channel here. On this channel that I just typed, this is my other channel, Cryptid Kiosk. This picture for the thumbnail is a security camera picture from a zoo in Texas that had one of these creatures, whatever I don't know what it is. It was weird. Some type of weird creature had been attacking this place for 3 days. The Amarillo, Texas Sheriff's Department posted, hey, look, a couple of our officers engaged some weird animal. They shot it with guns. It didn't affect it. It moved all weird. They got scared and ran away. It's called the Amarillo Zoo werewolf, I think it is. Yeah. The police department, there's news reports about it. There's a security camera footage. There's the cops come forward. There's a video that I have. I'm trying to analyze where the dude talks about it. He's like one of the people who works there. I may have worked there. I don't want to get this person in trouble. Did like a story where on Reddit, they like asked me anything about it. They explained it, and the dude put it into a video. I'm trying to do like a little video about it because it's very interesting. Go support the zoo. It's actually a great place. Unfortunately, some animals got harmed. They had security cameras. Lions got fucking rizzed up. It was a crazy situation. The cops were talking about it. They're like, hey, look, on their official Twitter account, hey, look, this happened. The cops were like, hey, I'm scared. Fuck that. Because like I said, it's out in this area where like, again, animals, because you see coyotes, they can come in between like little areas of the city. They like being around people because there's food and stuff. These police officers, man, they're like, yo, I shot this fucking thing. I'm out. The guy who worked there was like, hey, look, I'm out. Security camera was crazy. But again, that's one of those things that there's these videos and these things out there. If 99% of them are fake, 1% is still hundreds of thousands of encounters. And like I said, people, it doesn't even have to be anything weird. It could be something strange, right? All of this stuff has something to do with itself. Again, these people are operating Epstien list. These people are operating all these different facilities all over the place. Again, in the military, I did logistics. It was one of the many things I did. Logistically, how do you get a base on top of a mountain? How do you get a base on an island? How do you get a submarine license? Who's handing these out? Who's administering tests for submarine licenses? Where are they purchasing them from? It's kind of like, how does El Chapo have multiple 747s? You think the FAA doesn't see 747s? I didn't see them. That's a large plane. Did Boeing sell them this stuff? Again, it's a lot of stuff going on. Marine and former PGO SWAT, Rich Gary is one of them. Hold on a second. Let me take a picture of this here. Yes, I got a screenshot of that, so I'll definitely check that out. Thank you. Richard Gurmew is one of them. Check it out. Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to check it out and check out this thumbnail or this video right here when I'm done with this. We're at the hour and 15 mark. Yeah, absolutely. So again, I do logistics in the military. We need to pick this up and get this here. there's all this stuff going on. Get your rifle ready because when you get there, you need to get the thing and then set it up and do all the thing because everybody else, they don't know what the fuck this thing is. And then you got to make sure no one tries to steal the thing, to operate the thing while watching the thing's back. You know what I'm saying? So you're doing all this stuff. What they're doing now in 2010, I was out there doing this shit they're trying to do out there in the China island stuff. Like, hey, well, I remember first seeing on TV, hey, look, the Chinese are dumping shit in the ocean, making islands. People are, oh, that's stupid. Look at the fucking Japanese news channel. You're like, but that's not a report that comes from... Fuck your reports. Look at what's happening in real life. And the Japanese, like, oh, and you're like, why do you think they're running around fucking having alarms and shit in Naha and they have jets going out? Like, what do you, like, I never thought about that. You're a fucking military person. You literally see jets scrambling against China and Russia and Japan. What do you think they're scrambling for? You think they're just fucking scrambling eggs? You think they're scrambling eggs, mate? No, they're scrambling jets because China's trying to take over islands. They're building islands. They're really doing real shit out here. But it took the U.S. military like 15 years because once people got mad about it and then Congress talked about it, oh, we can finally... Bro, how many years did it take them to finally get some type of knowledge about drones and drone warfare, right? The military's like, oh, what do we do about drones? I don't know. But yet they were handing out drones to Al-Qaeda and all these other motherfuckers to try to mess with Russia in like 10 years before in 2011, 12. Like, you're handing out drones to people that we have to go against, but you yourself, we don't know shit. This is what I'm talking about, right? So again, look at all the things and put that on a timeline and make that your life inside your head instead of, well, the TV and the church or the liberal establishment and all my friends and the... No, look at the timeline of real crazy shit that happened and live in that world. Because that, again, you're looking for happiness. It'll be sad for a second because, like, this is really terrible. But then you're like, wow, look at all the good things that happen, because you'll find so many other stories inside there that are good. And people are like, yes, this is great. They're winning. People are finding... we need you. People that are out here by themselves mentally because they're on another level, they're alone. And they just need to know that you're there. And that's all that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Sorry, what the fuck is that? Fucking weirdo. Like I said, so... just look into these other groups again. Let's see. Deep underground, the air and the ground of space is what you see diversions are about, is being on every continent and are being dismissed and ridiculed. Missing 411. Yeah, it's so crazy. And think about other countries where the internet and CCTV is not even as prevalent as it is in America or in the UK or China. Gone. People disappeared all over the place. And again, think about Ukraine. Millions of people are dying, and they got all these trucks full of bodies and freezers full of bodies and stuff. That's crazy, dude. That's how many people are going missing in like America and in the UK and stuff. At the same time, how the fuck is this happening? Because people were living in their, I want to live in my bubble and I want to live my life and do good and all that stuff. Hey, there's something coming through my bubble has cracked. You're getting sucked into the real world. It's not about how you feel. I'm sorry. MAGA types, church types, conservatives, paleocons, neocons, whatever you are, as long as you're not one of these, other types, again, whatever you like. Ben Shapiro's like, well, I'm glad no one talked about the list. And all these other people have meltdown. Alex Jones having a meltdown. Oh my God, I can't, like, bro, what did you think? In 2015, I was like, I can't watch this show anymore. I mean, it's funny and all, but like, you picked a political side. It went from lizard people are real to, well, I need to fucking snuggle up to maybe they're going to save us. I'm like, bro, I know you're getting threatened and all, but like a lot of people, everyone's being threatened. You're all backs against the wall. They're about to zap and fucking rain you out, zap you out. Earthquakes, poison, food, this, that. Oh, guess what? Your taxes are going to the sky. No hospitals. This, that. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to scare your granny with a bro, one of my family members fucking died because of the COVID stuff. Seeing as she was so afraid to go outside, she literally would not leave her house because she thought the COVID was going to grab her and immediately shot, and she died on the fucking couch. That is not a fucking joke. Somebody that I really cared about. Because they watched this fucking TV shit and they believe that shit's so fucking hard. I could go on and all this other stuff. Rest in peace. I love, my family member. I don't want to, put their whole shit out here. But you know what I'm saying? Like, think about all the people in New York who fucking died because of all the, you got to stay in your house and the ventilators and all this stuff. This is not a joke, man. Well, the midterms are coming 2 years from now, so maybe I'll just don't do anything until then. You're paralyzed. You have paralysis. Stockholm syndrome, whatever you want to call it, mass information psychosis, whatever you want to call it. My cat is something is under the hood of my car. whatever. There are a lot of people out there that need someone to comfort them in the comments when they say, I can't believe. Again, look through all the comments, connect with people, just be who you are, and just be happy that you're not the only one. Because dude, for years, look at my channel, going back 10 years, my 100 subscriber video is when I first got censored, and it literally went down like this and never went up above $8 a month. And I don't necessarily care about that, but the one time I had a viral video and it was great and everything, I got some money on that. And other than that, it's not even like a eventual downside. It's like they just took a hammer and just fighting censorship for years for all other types of different events that went off. The COVID, the 2018, the 2017, 16, 15, before Donald Trump, you know what I'm saying? All this stuff. I've been fighting against all this stuff for all these years. And I don't care if I have zero. They're going to see it. Because you know who's watching? I know they're watching. At least they're watching. You know what I'm saying? They got satellites. You know what I'm saying? They're all over the place. They got little bubble fucking things hanging up. Things hanging up watching you. The phones are listening. Hi, how you doing? You just wave to them and say hi. It's, you know? And there's a lot of other stories that happen in other countries, right? You can, because the UK is a crazy place, right? They got all that stuff going on. But there's a lot of disappearances in the UK too. A lot of that stuff very weird. I looked into the UK and Australia governments type of stuff, what they be doing. Because you're like, bro, it's just Australia. They got a UFO pro. That's the weirdest thing ever. You're like, what? When you looked into the Canadian thing, that kid Josh something, he lives in Canada, in British Columbia. He videotaped some weird stuff happening on a mountain as he was driving by. The Canadian CIA came to the door and disappeared him and stuff. He filmed a giant on the mountain. It was a real video. He had interviews. He's crying. His girlfriend, the dude's at the door with the guns and shit, all blacked out. That's what you're dealing with right now. Like, oh my God, I can't believe. And think about it. If Donald Trump is giving these people, put trillions, 170 billion to ICE or whatever, that's more than the Marine Corps. That's more than like half the Army. You know what I'm saying? Like, he could immediately. It's not about the immigration. He could switch that over to, oh, people are talking about me. Then go get them and just make a new organization. Again, MAGA, like, oh my God, I thought they were on my team. Yeah, they are on your team. But unfortunately, the way this game is being played is you're getting released into a woods, running butt naked, and they're on a horse with a giant sword, and they're chasing you just for fun, because they're bazillionaires. They ain't got shit else to do. Find people who are upset by this of many different types, come together, and just fucking have a good time. Just ripping these people up on the internet, because it makes them upset. We pulling an all-nighter? Probably for a few more minutes. I got some phone calls I gotta make. Just gonna be up for a little while because I wanted to, just talk to everybody because I have a bunch of videos put up on a bunch of different channels. I've just been very busy. I got sick for a while. I got bit by some weird bug, and I wasn't feeling good. You know what I mean? So I'm feeling better. So I got a bunch of videos up. I'm just working on the tags and everything so I can drop them. I did some review videos. I traveled. I got the Mika auction tomorrow, which is I'd like to go to. This gun show and all this other stuff. So wanted to just come out here and say stuff because I haven't had in a while. But I was like, I'm making excuses. Let me just do a live stream. Just because I wanted to say what's up to everybody, and I wanted to see how everyone's feeling about the Epstien stuff. We might pull an all-nighter because I just drank an energy drink a little while ago, so I need to burn it off because I normally don't drink them. And I'll probably get up around like 10 o'clock tomorrow and go to this car auction. Woo! Mika auction, baby! Yeah! Like I said, I like to do things that are fun, that are exciting, because like I said, it's not all about sadness and everything, because we could talk about crazy stuff while we're looking at cars, you know what I mean? And then you go to places, and I love talking to people at the auction. I'm like, hey, you heard the Epstein stuff? It's like, oh man, and everyone's feeling it. Oh yeah, there's a pneumonic plague out in the West out here. Yeah, again, it's going over spraying stuff. You don't know what's going on, whether we're releasing it. Hopefully, like not some rats fucking, hit some radioactive sludge and Ninja Turtle into some shit. It's always a lot of stuff going on. So that's why I always say stay healthy, stay out, stay active so you can, try to, make sure that you're healthy and not have to deal with a lot of stuff. Always, ask people, talk about stuff if you're not feeling good. You know what I'm saying? Something moved. Don't blame me. So like I said, always make sure that, you're taking care of yourself and you're feeling good, and like if you're not, hey, try to get help. Don't try to tough it out. I mean, if you are tough, if you're a mountain man, you know what I'm saying, or you're like a superwoman, it's a Wonder Woman, you could just jump through the air and do spin kicks and stuff and do what you got to do. But hey, like I said, stay safe out there. There's a pneumonic plague out there. That's crazy, man. Because like I said, something in Florida is going around. People are sick, so I try to stay away from people at work, at home. Try to go do some stuff. But I'm feeling a lot better. Doing a live stream, getting up tomorrow, or try to film some videos and stuff. Try to take a little ride. You know what I mean? And then, yeah, we're gonna have some fun. Like I said, but like I go to different places and I talk to people about the thing that everyone should be thinking while I'm at the thing. Go to a sports game, which I don't usually go to. Go with my friends, have a good time. Hey, what's up? Oh, man, you seen that shit? Oh, that shit crazy. Oh, yeah. So you're not just at the sports game being mindless fucking sports fan. We're talking about the Epstien shit. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, go. Okay, yeah, yeah. Oh, touch it, whatever. And be like, yeah, 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 yeah. And just be normal with it. Help them feel, again, they're normalizing all this other stuff. Help them feel normal for thinking what they should be thinking. And like I said, it's not about my community only or this. Like, you're going to have to fucking find other people. Because, again, it's going to take a lot of people to actually deal with this. Everybody's going to have to be in on this one. You can't be like, well, oh, my community's going to do it. Again, if just someone's community would have done it, it would have been done by now. Everyone's like, oh, my God, the ice raids. Oh, my God, this. Oh, my God, that. I'm like, bro, it doesn't matter who's being affected by what. Everything leads into this somehow, right? Everything leads into it somehow. Again, they're not going after cartels and stuff, right? Again, they're going after people whose paperwork is messed up. They're going after people who are just there, the easy targets, necessarily illegals. There's a lot of weird stuff that they're busting. There's a lot of sad, good. It's a lot of messed up shit, right? There's like child farms. Again, people in America are taking advantage of these people because they don't want to pay regular Americans. That's the whole point of why they do this in the first place. They don't want to pay you. So they try to find every way to skimp out on everything. That's why this is a problem. So they're trying to do that. But they're giving them more money than they need to do this, and they're just going to wrap it into some other surveillance grid, and it's going to have nothing to do with this. And every single time. In that bill is like, oh, well, we're going to do that and all this other stuff. Oh, AI and all this other stuff. Oh, all this other stuff. All this other stuff. Every single time. You're like, well, why does it have to be every single time? Because it is. Again, they wake up, think about this. They wake up every day and they're like, I am evil. What do we do today? They don't have to wake up and go to work and like, oh, I need to make sure my family's provided for. They wake up like, man, I am so glad that I'm a lizard person and we stole trillions of dollars and I literally had money before money existed. We're like we're the dev server people. You know what I'm saying? Like we literally, you're not dealing with normal people, bro. These people are so, again, they say lizard people because it would make more sense if they're a lizard person than a real person being like, yeah, just take a trillion people and dump them in this incinerator and make a smoothie out of it, and then we're going to have an underground base, we're going to fly around and zap right. That would make more sense, but again, that's what you got. That's what you got. So again, don't feel bad. Get glad. This is great. Kitty cat, would you like to say hi? No, you don't run away, bitch. Why would you run? Come here. She always tries to say hi and never runs away. Hold on. Kitty cat, come here. Well, you ran away. Too bad. So again, be happy. Be happy to be like, yes, finally, this is getting it done. The whole reason why all of that existed is because you were supposed to have gotten angry about it when you found out, so they tried to hide it. If they tried to hide it and you don't be mad about it, they didn't need to hide, so that's why they're doing it in your face. Think about that. Your part is to be upset about it. You're the formerly NPC, now awake person that just got flushed out of the little pod from Neo thing. Oh no. But except they mass flushed everybody. Like, oh, that was probably a bad idea. They might wake up. So now they're like, we're going to have all this extra stuff. Nah, bro, y'all flushed everybody in the whole society with this one. No, Maga, like, bro, you can't be mad at one Neo because he's going to overthrow your system, but then you flushed, like, not necessarily Neo, but you flushed, Granny, you flushed Uncle John, you flushed Billy, you flushed, Trevor, you flushed Kyle, Ryan, you flushed a trillion motherfuckers. There's going to be a lot of people in there before mad as fuck. Why did you do that? Imagine a Matrix that flushes its own Neos and be mad when they're fucking mad. Yo, this is crazy, bro. Like I said, Conservative Civil War, Part 3. Ben told you, bro. Years ago, I'm like, yeah, this isn't going to work. And conservative isn't necessarily every person who's a conservative in America. This is people who believe in politics, who actually thought that when we get Ted Cruz in there, we will get our rights back. When, like, for people who haven't figured out that you're like, oh, wait, this is actually the Truman Show? Like, that literally doesn't do anything? Like, no, it doesn't do anything. There's a lot of people left that are still, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything, bro. Oh. And again, they're in that meme cycle. Again, they get the little thing, the little loading symbol in their head, the panic attack. You don't want, again, when they come out of that, Don't let them start talking about the midterms, because, bro, what does that mean? Wait 2 more years, 2 more years, 2 more years. That's like a trillion years. Wait. No, we're not doing that no more. Or, I mean, me, I've never been doing it, but a lot of people, they're going to be like, oh, the midterm. Be like, what? Midterms? Where's the Epstien info? And that is the funniest shit ever. Every single time, you're like, oh, well, this future, like, 2028, 2030, bro, 2020 now. And that's where we're at. So I'd like to thank everybody for joining me. I'm going to go back inside and take a little watch of this video to make sure that I put all the stuff in there, and I'll just work on some other videos, get up and work on stuff tomorrow. I'd like to thank High Desert Pioneer, Bikers and Bullets, codename Hunk. You got myself in here. I guess who's this other person here is all the way in the beginning. Christian Abrera. Thank you. Thank everybody for being here tonight. Hey, where's the list, man? Obviously, it's not a list. It's everything. It's an entire surveillance state. They watch themselves. They're laughing. It's not a list. It's just let me see the lizard people base. Just let me see it. That's what you guys start asking. Just let me see it. Just beep, beep. I mean, I pay for it. Beep, beep. There's nothing else. Again, what else? This is what everything was for. This is what all the stuff was for. Everything. You know what I mean? It's going to be great. So again, be happy. Have a great night. And I will see you later.